Well, it's the shared experience we would have all rather avoided, of course. The smoke from northern fires continues to hang over much of Ontario. Here's a live look from the Global News Chopper, and that tells the tale. You can usually see the skyline from this vantage point, but not today. The hazy and unpleasant atmosphere means air quality advisories remain in effect. Colin D'Mello is standing by with the questions opposition leaders want the Ford government to answer about the situation. But first, Shallima Maharaj on the impacts the smoke is having on everyday life right now. And this includes a decision late this afternoon from the TDSB. Hello, Shallima.
Hi there, Anthony. That's right. We heard from the TDSB less than an hour ago confirming to us that they had reevaluated, and based on the advisory, based on the air quality, they've decided that tomorrow all outdoor activities, so we are talking about recess, we're talking about field trips, as well as any of those athletic events, those will be moved indoors or rescheduled altogether. A decision on Friday is expected to come on Thursday. Now, when it comes to what we're dealing with right now, that of course is in large part due to those massive wildfire plumes that we are seeing in Quebec as well as northeastern Ontario. We've seen the entire GTHA just really dealt a really big blow in the sense of thick film of haze that's been coating the city skyline. School boards across the GTHA have been taking some similar steps to the TDSB, announcing that they will also be going in that direction. The Toronto Blue Jays also announcing late this afternoon that they will be keeping the dome closed for tonight's game against the Astros. Now, we had a chance to hear from all of you to see exactly how you are coping with the wildfire haze. What's your level of concern right now?
Very, because my wife and I were saying that we haven't seen it this bad ever across the country. So it's very bad, and it's only June.
It's discouraging. It's a downer. It's it's not what you want. And now it's an issue, becoming an issue across the country.
It's not normal. I hope it's going to get back to normal because it's nice to see the beautiful landscape of Toronto. Hopefully it's going to get back to normal soon.
Now, the city has also announced as of late this afternoon some changes to its recreational programming, such as the cancellation of some outdoor recreational programming that took place today and was scheduled for today, and then also moving some of that programming indoors where possible. So certainly something to be mindful of as we continue to deal with the haze. Anthony?
Yeah, I know a lot of the track meets across Ontario affected by this, so hopefully those are rescheduled because I know these kids have worked very hard for this. Shallima, thank you so much for this. Now, if the past few weeks are any indication, this is expected to be a busy wildfire season in Ontario. Already there are dozens of fires burning across the province. 25 are considered out of control. Now, the Premier today promising financial support for fire crews. Global's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Colin D'Mello has more on that angle. Hi, Colin.
Anthony, Premier Doug Ford said today that he acknowledges the major impact that the smoke has been having right across the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area. The Premier says firefighting crews from both Ontario and Minnesota are currently in Northern Ontario trying to dampen all of these flames. But as for the cause of all these fires, the Premier said today he's blaming lightning strikes and campers. Across Northern Ontario, there are 20,000 hectares of land currently ablaze and an army of fire crews on the front lines fighting the flames.
We have 142 fire ranger crews, which are the best in the world, ready to go right across our province. And we have a fleet of 28 aircraft to fight these fires, including 9 heavy water bombers.
Ontario's situation is already serious enough that the province is relying on international help.
In fact, we have 4 water bombers from Minnesota assisting us right now, and we're thankful for that.
But now the government is facing the political heat, with the opposition fanning the flames.
People are quite rightly worried for their immediate future and whether this is the new reality.
Critics want the government to address the root causes of the raging wildfires.
The severity of forest fires increased because of the dry, hot weather we're facing. These fires are directly related to the climate crisis.
When asked about it initially, the Minister for Natural Resources and Forestry indicated the forest fires were caused by careless campers.
The Minister of Natural Resources and Forestry refused to acknowledge a connection between the climate crisis and these forest fires. Does the Premier acknowledge that the climate emergency is making this fire season significantly worse?
But the Premier only doubled down.
Approximately 50% of the fires are started by lightning strikes. The other 50% are people starting campfires, not putting out the campfires properly. They happen every single year.
The government is accusing its critics of politicizing the issue, saying amid the smoke, it's the fire they're worried about for now. So is Ontario actually in a proper position to be able to fight all of these wildfires? One national agency that tracks provincial responses to wildfires questioned whether Ontario actually has the resources to fight all these flames. The government says they will spare no resource to back up the firefighters and that they can borrow some crews from other provinces also fighting the wildfires of their own. At Queen's Park, I'm Colin D'Mello. Anthony, back to you.
Colin, thank you so much.